Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachakodash. Welcome to another live lesson. Barakatah Yahweh. The name of this one is It's Time, O Lord. Pretty much, we're in the times that we need that salvation, especially as things get tighter and tighter and that crunch comes, closer and closer, and the grip and the venom of this devil starts to take hold on the planet. We need the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai to come and deliver us soon. The scriptures speak about that the Lord hears, the cries of the righteous, He hears the cry of his saints, the ones that are on earth as well as the ones that are in the spirit world. This devil has pretty much fulfilled his course. There's still, some prophecies that are still being fulfilled, that we have to wait till them prophecies are fulfilled. But pretty soon, it's going to be to the point where we're going to have to solely depend on the power, strength, energy, and blessings of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, because things are going to get so bad out here that that's the only way. King David said, I had been young and now I'm old, and never have I seen the righteous forsaken nor a seed begging bread. And this is why from time to time I mention about prayer, which Elder Apostle Rakal always speaks about prayer. Other apostles and elders too, but I know he, speaks about that quite often. And I mentioned how that prayer is our spiritual umbilical cord between Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai and us. And that just like a baby relies on that umbilical cord so that, he could get the nutrients from his mother, so also we rely on that spiritual umbilical cord for the Lord to feed us with the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that we need to make it through each day. And that those prayers are the main conductor, of that nutrition, that spiritual nutrition. And that's why it's important. The Apostle Paul says, pray without ceasing. Yahweh Shai said, a man ought always to pray and not to faint. So prayer is a very important part of this ministry. And prayers for ourselves, prayers for the brothers, prayers for our families, prayers for the elect, and also the curses against our enemies, because you best believe that they are praying and cursing us daily. So we should return the favor. But we're supposed to be praying constantly, meditating and praying constantly, because the times that are coming are going to be rough. And when we pray, we pray to the Lord for him to grant us our petitions. We ask for our petitions. We pray and say to the Lord, you said so and so that you would do this, that you would do that, scripturally, and that's the main prayers, the spiritual prayers, for our spiritual well-being, and the strength and stability that we'll need in these times when this great persecution arises in whatever form it comes. I just got a couple of precepts I'm going to go through. This is Isaiah 45:11. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, the Holy One of Israel, and his Maker. Ask me of things to come concerning my sons. And who are the sons of the Most High? The Israelites. So the scriptures are saying to ask the Most High of things to come concerning his sons, and concerning the work of my hands command ye me. And how is that done? Through prayer. That's why the scriptures say, let's go there real quick. I believe that's Hebrews, either the 4th chapter or the 5th chapter. Let's see. 4. I'll start at 15. For we have not an high priest which cannot be touched with the feeling of our infirmities, but was in all points tempted, like as we are, yet without sin, which is Yahushua. He was after the order of Melchizedek. And he became the high priest and pretty much offered the sacrifice of himself and his blood, for our iniquities. It says, let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace. So there's a throne of grace right now open to us. And we're to come to it boldly and ask for whatever it is that we need spiritually. Sometimes, brothers ask for, carnal things that they may need, but mostly we should be asking for spiritual things, especially in these times. So it says, let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need. You see? Because the times that are coming, the Heavenly Father's mercies are going to be shut off to 2/3 of Israel. So we're hoping in this time that the Lord opens and extends that mercy to us, because we are doing his work. We are pushing the word. We are, through the Spirit, doing the best that we can. We could always do more. We always feel that we don't do enough. If we did 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 videos a day, it still wouldn't be enough, because the scriptures say that we can't go too far when we praising the Lord. And doing these videos and these lessons is a form of praising Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, not just praising him, in prayer, in song, but also praising him in, doing this work. That is the greatest. That is the greatest form of flattery, I guess you could say, for lack of better words, to that. So it's and find grace. Let's read that again. Let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need. And this is the time we're coming to. Now, I was reading the book of Psalms, the 119th chapter, which that chapter right there is a real deep chapter. It has so much in it. That's why it's such a long chapter, because King David this song was one of them long extended version type songs, and he went through the whole alphabet of the Hebrew from the I all the way to the Tha, and he was pouring out his heart unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And as I was reading, when I got probably about halfway through, there was this one precept that stuck out to me, that really, cemented this lesson. And that was the book of Psalms 119 and 126. It says, it is time for thee, Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, to work. And it's time for the Lord to open up on these devils, man, because these devils are very treacherous. That's why he said, Isaiah 45:11, thus saith the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, and his Maker, ask me of things to come, concerning my sons, and concerning the work of my hands, command ye me. See, so we're asking the Lord to open up and to start dealing with this devil. Let him do what he got to do, so that the Lord can checkmate him, and deliver us. It says, it is time for thee, Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, to work, for they have made void thy law. See, these devils are not thinking about the Most High's laws. They're not upholding the Most High's laws. 2/3 of Israel is not doing that. We go off, but we're trying to walk that walk the best that we can. So we're asking the Lord, that it's time for him to work. It's time for him to deliver us, pretty much, as pretty much, it is pretty much commanded us to bring this up to the Lord, in prayer. That's why it says to come before the throne of grace boldly, that we may receive help in a time of trouble. So now let's go from there to the book of Psalms, the next chapter, 120, and verses 6 and 7. It says, my soul hath long dwelt with him that hateth peace. And we know that this person that hates peace is Esau, because that great sword that was given him to what? To take peace from the earth. So we're desiring not vainglory, not riches of this world, not a position in a spot with the people of this world. We're desiring for the individual that's ruling, the Edomites, to be taken down so that peace can rule once again on the planet. My soul hath long dwelt with him that hateth peace. So we've been here long enough, going back to our forefathers, going back to the late 1400s into the 1500s, all the way until present day, So we have long dwelt with this devil that hates peace. He doesn't like peace. He'll speak peace with his mouth because he knows that that's a way to get people to bow and kneel to his will, But pretty much war is in his heart, as it tells us in the book of Psalms, the 55th chapter. So it says, my soul hath long dwelt with him that hateth peace. I am for peace. But when I speak, they are for war, because we are for peace. And we're speaking about the peace that is coming. But when we speak these things, they are for war, because that's the whole mindset of them. They'll speak on the one side of their mouth about peace, but really it's not peace that they seek. It is total dominance and oppression upon the rest of the world, and them being at peace, being at the top, and their so-called safety net. All right, so now let's go from there to the book of Psalms, same book, a couple of chapters later, Psalms 125th chapter, and just go straight. You know what? Let me start at 1. They that trust in the Lord shall be as Mount Zion, which cannot be moved, but abideth forever. As the mountains are round about Jerusalem, so the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is round about his people from henceforth even forevermore, because the scriptures say that the angels of the Lord encamp around the righteous. So the Lord is around, he has the angels around his elect, just like Jerusalem is compassed, with all these mountains, because a mountain is like a hedge. It protects against the enemy, because they can't go right through the mountain. They have to go around, they have to, do certain things in order to get to the individuals that are protected by those mountains. And this is why, sidetracking a little bit, this is why during the time of the Khazarian Empire, those Christians and Muslims had such a hard time conquering the Khazars, because they were in a strategic place where they were surrounded by mountains, just to deviate to make that point. It says, for the rod of the wicked. What is the rod of the wicked? That means the correction of the wicked. And how does the correction of the wicked come? By their legislation, because they have the power to push legislation, and they have the power to make laws, and different regulations, which are unjust, unrighteous decrees, as the scriptures call them. For the rod of the wicked shall not rest upon the lot of the righteous, because the lot of the righteous is secure. But like the scriptures say, the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the ways of the wicked seduceth them. So if it were possible, this devil is so devious that if it were possible, they could deceive the very elect. But it says, for the rod of the wicked, or the correction of the wicked, shall not rest upon the lot of the righteous, lest the righteous put forth their hands unto iniquity. See, because after a while, what's going to happen? Generation after generation after generation, they'll be emboldened to go into the way of the wicked. And this is why he keeps separating the families, and he keeps pushing his agenda upon who? The newer generations. Because he knows that the newer generations are going to comply, because they don't really know or have the same values as the older generation before them. Or know certain things as them before them. And that's why anything that has to do with truth, they're attacking, because they don't want that information out there, because their whole thing is about programming the younger generation, so that they, when they have children, they can program their children the way that they're thinking, and then so on and so forth, until they have a world of complete slaves, of complete buffoons, of complete idiots that will go with anything that these elites push out there. And you see that in the younger generation. Not all, because you have brothers in the truth that are young men. Brothers have come in at 17, 18, 19, 20, which to come in around that age, 17, 18, that's very rare, but you do have those examples, but for the most part, the younger generation of today is totally gone. They have no clue or no idea. That's why they're just pretty much, they're like beasts. They have no boundaries. They do whatever they want to do. They do it. If they want to have sex with their boy's girl, they'll do it. Their best friend's woman, they'll do it. They want to have sex with their best friend, the two dudes, they'll do it and feel no way about it. Won't feel guilty about it, because that is the norm in this society. Same thing with these women. They'll lap each other up, and go, and then in the same breath, that same day, go and deal with a man. They don't give a shit. There's no boundary. And that's why these devils are pushing their technology and different ideologies upon the younger generation. So it says, for the rod of the wicked shall not rest upon the lot of the righteous, lest the righteous put forth his hands unto iniquity. Now let's go from there to the book of Habakkuk, chapter 3 and 1. A prayer of Habakkuk the prophet upon Shigionoth. O Lord, I have heard thy speech. And what is the speech that he heard? Well, we're going to read about that in the second chapter. That's talking about the prophecies. Because he heard them, he saw them. And that's why a lot of the times the prophets trembled at what was coming. It says, and was afraid. Why was he afraid? Because the judgments of the Lord that are coming are going to be very nerving. Very it's gonna not gonna be able to bear it, and even the ones that know about it, the elect that are gonna be delivered, are still gonna be in fear and affrighted, so to speak, because of the sheer horrors. Remember, the Lord says he's a king of terrors, the sheer horrors of the things that are coming. O Lord, I have heard thy speech and was afraid. O Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, revive thy work in the midst of the years. So what we're witnessing is a revival of the Lord's works that he spoke before. Because he said, what did he say? He said, before these things come to pass, he tells you of them. And the word for revive is chaya, which is the word for life. It says to live, have life, remain alive, sustain life, live prosperously, live forever, be quickened, be alive, be restored to life or health. So pretty much to revive, restore to life. And what is being revived? The words of the Lord. He spoke them, gave them to his prophets. They wrote them down, and they were dormant for a while because it wasn't time for those prophecies to be enacted. There was a certain point where those prophecies were going to start to be revived, and we're going to start being moved, and we're going to start to speak on the planet. So we're in those times now. Habakkuk 2 and 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And that is the job of the prophet, to pretty much wait upon Yahweh Bashem Yahushai to give them what they have to speak and say in order to prophesy and warn Jake out there of the things that are coming, and tell these nations, beginning with Esau and the other nations, what's coming down the pike, and that's it. And then the Lord comes in and does the rest. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision, because what you saw, or what I'm about to show you, write it down. Why? And make it plain upon tables, meaning make sure you put it down and scribe it the way that I'm telling you and showing you. It says, make it plain upon tables that he may run that readeth it. See, because there's somebody's going to read this, and eventually what's going to happen? These words that I have spoken are going to start to take place. They're going to start to manifest. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. So he told him, write it down, because the Lord told him these things, showed him these things, but it wasn't until a particular time in the future that these things were going to start taking, start speaking, so to speak. But at the end it shall speak, and we're seeing it speaking right now, because the vision that was for an appointed time, that appointed time came and went, and after the appointed time was up, then the prophecy started speaking. The things that the Lord said started taking fruit, started taking place on the planet. It says, and not lie. Why? Because the Most High is not a man that he should lie, and his words do not go out void. He spoke it, he's going to do it. It says, though it tarry, though it seem like it's taking a long time, wait for it. Why? Because the Most High is faithful. You can, whenever the Most High says something, we could bank on that, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So we're witnessing the Most High reviving his works, as we read in here. O Lord, I have heard thy speech and was afraid. O Lord, revive thy work in the midst of the years. See? So now we're at the point of the revival. The prophecies coming to life as they're speaking upon the planet. In the midst of the years, make known in wrath, remember mercy. So when all these things start to happen, your prophecies start speaking, and you start making them known in the midst of the years. Also remember mercy in this wrath upon who? Upon the elect. So now let's go from there, and that's what the name of the lesson is. It's time, O Lord. Time for what? Time for these prophecies to start speaking. You know, time for the Lord to deliver us, man, because these devils are coming, and they're coming fierce. So let's go from there to the book of Isaiah 26:18. I might go back here. Let me just get another. And you know, these scriptures you brothers already know, but for those who don't, you know, you get some understanding on it. Isaiah 26:18. We have been with child, meaning what? We're in pain. We're ready for deliverance. Jeremiah said, the harvest is past, the summer is ended, and we are not saved. You know, and that's our desire, to be delivered. We have been with child, we have been in pain. Excuse me. We have, as it were, brought forth wind. We have not wrought any deliverance in the earth, because the whole earth is, all these nations are chilling. These sellouts are chilling, even though they're catching hell now. But we, the ones that are serving the Lord Yahweh Shem El Shai, it's like we're still in this low condition. It says, neither have the inhabitants of the world fallen. And this is what we're waiting for. We're waiting for the inhabitants of the earth to fall, beginning with who? Esau. Because they are the ungodly that prosper in the world. And we're waiting for them to fall, because when they fall, Yahweh Shai's kingdom is established, which is our kingdom, because we're joint heirs with him. So when they fall, we come up. When they fall, Yahweh Shai comes up and we come up. All right? And that's what we're waiting for, because we haven't seen them falling. I mean, we could see them falling, you know, but they're still propped up. They still have their military. They still have their empire, you know. So it's like we want the Lord to just totally eviscerate this devil. Now let's go from there to Job. And we may go back to Job depending on the spirit. Job 18, and we're going to go straight. I'm sorry, not 18. Job. Oh, yeah. Is it 18? Let me see something. Hold on. Nope. That was at Job 18. We're going to straight to the point. And 19. I'm sorry. And 18. Wow. Yeah, this whole chapter is bad. Job 18:18. He shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world. So the Lord is going to chase him out of the world. You know? Oh, Lord. Now just thinking about that song, Lucifer, son of the morning, I'm going to chase you out of earth. So it says he shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world. So this is what we're waiting for. He shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwelling. So this is what we're waiting for. We're waiting for this devil to be shaken out of his place and moved out of his place. Finally, they that come after him shall be astonished at his day, as they that went before were affrighted. Surely such are the dwellings of the wicked, and this is the place of him that knoweth not the Most High. So we're waiting for these devils to actually fall. All right, so now let's go from there to Psalms 17. I'm going to go to start at 13. The point is in 14. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast them down. And this is what we're waiting for the Lord to arise and disappoint these devils and cast them down. Because he said that he disappointed the devices of the crafty. And they have an agenda that they're pushing forward, and we're waiting for the Lord to take them out. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. See? And they are the sword of the Lord. And this is why the Lord is shaking that sword right now. And it's no coincidence that they were given a sword as a blessing, and with that sword as a blessing, they took peace from the earth. It says, from men which are thy hand, O Lord. So these men are the hand of the Lord that he's shaking upon the earth. And he's shaking it upon Jake. He's shaking it upon all nations. He's shaking it upon his own people. You know, Esau is. From men of the world, which have their portion in this life, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. They are full of children, and leave their rest of their substance to their babes. Yeah, because they have more than heart could wish. You know, so we're waiting for the Lord to take them out. Period. All right, let's go from there to Jeremiah. Like I said, I just got a couple of precepts. I mean, if the Spirit wants it to go longer, it will. If not, then once I finish these couple of precepts, we'll stop right there. Jeremiah 51:33. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, the power of Israel, the daughter of Babylon, which is who? America, Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon, is like unto a threshing floor. What is a threshing floor? A threshing floor is a floor that where you would put your grapes, and then people would stomp on the grapes and get all the juice out of the grapes. And that juice was in turn used to make wine. Right? It is time to thresh her. It is time to thresh who? Babylon the Great, a daughter of Babylon. Yet a little while, and the time of her harvest shall come. So we're waiting for the time of the harvest of this wicked empire known as Babylon the Great, or the daughter of Babylon, or the virgin daughter of Babylon, for the Most High to take them out. See, and that's why it is time, O Lord. You know, these devils done fulfilled their lot. You know, I mean, they're going to come hard now, you know, with this whole New World Order thing that they're pushing. But that's when the Lord is going to really need us to, or the Lord is going to really need to open up on these devils and destroy them. Yep, that's right. All these scriptures condemn these devils. That's right, brother. That's right. You know, all the priests you brothers are putting up on the common board. Yep. That's right. Let's go to Psalms 10, and we may go back here. Psalms 10:1. Why standest thou afar off, O Yahweh Bashem Yahushai? Why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble? See? So we're going to need the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai to intervene in these times of trouble. You know, so remember when Yahushai was on the cross, he felt forsaken at the very end. But was he forsaken? No. You know, so we're just waiting to see how the Lord is going to do this whole thing. We know scripturally, but we're waiting to see exactly how the Lord is going to have it all play out. Let's go from there to Hosea. Hosea chapter 10. And verse 12. It says, sow to yourselves in righteousness, reap in mercy. Break up your fallow grounds, for it is time to seek the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So this is the time to seek the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because the doors of mercy are damn near shut. That's why it says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found, because there's going to come a time when he's not going to be able to be found till he come and rain righteousness upon you. And this is what we're waiting for the Lord to rain righteousness upon us and destroy these devils and get rid of them, you know. Let's see, Psalms 121. We're going to read that whole chapter. It's a short chapter. This is one of the chapters we use in the Sabbath service / Passover service. And this is an excellent prayer here. You know, brothers feeling down and out could set up this prayer as a prayer to the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Psalms 121:1, a song of degrees. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. And where does our help come? From above. And that's what we look at. We're setting our eyes unto the hills, meaning up into the heavens. From whence cometh my help? Because that's where our help is coming from. Our help is not coming from here on the earth. That's why it says, let's go real quick to let's see if I remember now, because yeah, I figured that there was a precept that came to mind. If it comes back, I'll bring it back. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. Yeah, because our help is coming from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and that's where we're putting our hope in. You know, my help cometh from the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, which made heaven and earth, and that's what we're waiting for. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. See? So that's why it says, revive thy works in the midst of the years. It's time, O Lord. As we read in the book of Psalms, let's go back there. Let's go back to Psalms 119 and 126. It says, it is time for thee, O Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, to work, for they have made void thy law. And these devils they're not pushing the laws of the Lord. So Psalms 121:3, he will not suffer thy, and he's using Israelites to say that it's wicked, or that it's another gospel, or another so-called Jesus, you know, or that it's wicked to teach about the 10 commandments. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber, because there's going to come a time when the Lord is going to open up. It says, behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. Because we're going to need shade, brothers. When this heat starts turning up out here, we're going to need shade. And the Lord said that my servant shall eat, my servant shall drink, my servant shall rejoice, you know, my servant shall sing, so on and so forth. When everybody's catching hell, the servants of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai are going to be taken care of. That's why it says, and then shall be known who are my chosen. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. So from the time that the Lord wakes us up, you know, he's going to preserve us unto the end, you know, if we be a part of the elect, you know. This is the book of Psalms 123, which I believe is the whole chapter. Yep. Psalms 123:1, a song of degrees. Unto thee lift I up mine eyes, O thou that dwellest in the heavens. Because this is our only hope, only help. Help ain't going to come from here on the earth. Matter of fact, that was the scripture, Isaiah. Chapter 10, verse 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, meaning who? The elect, the ones that are separated from the rest of Israel, to hope in the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that are a part of the elect, and such as are escaped out of the house of Jacob. See what? The elect. It says, shall no more again stay upon them, upon him that smote them. Who's that? That's Esau. Because you still have 2/3 of Jacob that are staying upon it. They're looking to Esau for answers. They're looking to Esau for help. You know, and the more that they seek help from this devil, the more wicked he becomes. Here it is. He got people still sleep. The main thing now people are worried about is getting back out. Getting back, to because the weather's getting nice, getting back out to the parks and to the partying and all that shit. That's the main thing that they're concerned with. Meanwhile, while they're worried about getting back out and making things going back to normal, the food supply is breaking down. Every day when I go through and I see these different stores, I see more and more that the shelves and the meat racks and everything just dwindling. And I notice that I keep walking through. I look, I see, especially like certain areas, like people were worried about. The main thing people were worried about the first was toilet tissue and cleaning supplies and wipes and sanitizer, and that thing is wiped out. But now the actual food, the thing that's gonna sustain them, is really being wiped out, and it's being wiped out right under their noses while they're worried about being able to get back out and out of this quarantine, so to speak. The whole system of the food is breaking down. A lot of businesses are going out of business. Even restaurants are suffering because they're not having the volume of people that they usually have. You go to Wendy's, and Wendy's doesn't have any beef. Those are people that want a hamburger. They don't have any beef. And I forget what the percentage was. I don't know if it was 25% or however many percent, whatever the percentage was of Wendy's in the so-called United States, don't have any beef. Somebody even made a joke, years ago they had a commercial, "Where's the beef?" That old lady. Well, yeah, this time is "Where's the beef?" Like, where the hell is it actually? So this is what they're doing. So it says, so the scripture say that those that are escaped of Jacob, the elect, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, which is who? Esau. But shall stay upon the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. Because really, this is it. This is the main bunker. This is the main place where we hunker down in this truth. This is the true reality of the trenches, is this truth. And with this truth we can accomplish many different things. And that's why it's so important to hold on to this and to pray, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, take not his Holy Spirit away from me, as King David did. Because this is where it's at, man. So let's go back to Psalms 123:1. A song of degrees, unto thee lift I up mine eyes, O thou that dwellest in the heavens, because that's where our help and our salvation dwells. Behold, as the eyes of servants look unto the hand of their masters, and as the eyes of a maiden unto the hand of her mistress, so our eyes wait upon the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, our power, until that he have mercy upon us. See, because once the Lord comes deliver us, that's the true mercies of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai being bestowed upon us. Have mercy upon us, O Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, have mercy upon us, for we are exceedingly filled with contempt. Our soul is exceedingly filled with the scorning of those that are at ease. And that's what these devils are doing. By pushing this mandatory vaccination and, the microchip and all that, that is a straight up scorning. That's a straight up scorning. Our soul is exceedingly filled with the scorning of those that are at ease. And they're pushing that hard. They're pushing that hard. That is a part of their agenda. And they need to go down. The sooner, the better. Our soul is exceedingly filled with the scorning of those that are at ease, and with the contempt of the proud. And that is a contempt, because they speak proudly. They don't ever think that they're going down. They're so demented that they think that they're going to continue on. They think that they're going to accomplish their agenda. And that's how foolish they are, even though they have the scriptures. That's what the Lord speaks about, these wicked. And why do you even bother taking my statutes into your mouth, seeing you hate instructions and cast my words behind thee? Because they're not thinking upon the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So, pretty much like I said, this is, it's time, O Lord, And, we pray that the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai hurry up and open up on this devil, which he is. They're going to open up on this devil. We just want it, the sooner the better. I'm going to read this one last time. Psalms 119, 126. It is time for thee, O Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, to work, for they have made void thy law. So there's no justice. That's why there's no justice on the planet, because of this devil. I'm not sure if that's Nahum, the first chapter. No, there is no justice. Is that justice? No, that's Habakkuk, the first chapter, I believe. Right. Habakkuk chapter 1. I start at 1. The burden which Habakkuk the prophet did see, O Lord, how long shall I cry? And thou wilt not hear. See? Even cry out unto thee of violence, and thou wilt not save. Yeah, we're crying about this violence. We're crying about these injustices and the wickedness that's going on here, in America and throughout. Why dost thou show me iniquity and cause me to behold grievance? For spoiling and violence are before me. And that's all we see is spoiling and violence before us, man. And there are that raise up strife and contention. And that's what these devils are doing. It says, therefore the law is slacked. Why is the law slacked? Matter of fact, let's look up that word slacked. Therefore the law is slacked. The word there is pawag. To grow numb. Be feeble, be benumbed. So when something grows numb, it means you don't feel it anymore. And that's what's happening. This country, so-called, was built upon so-called Christian principles about the Bible and the 10 Commandments. Now the Bible is pretty much a numb thing here. They have no feeling for it. And 2/3 of Israel are past feeling, like the scriptures speak about the Gentiles, which are the Israelite foreigners, being past feeling or something like that, meaning that they no longer have any, they have no shame in breaking the laws of the Lord, because they're past feeling, they're numb. And that's why it says the law is slacked, meaning numbed in this world, in this society. Therefore the law is slacked. What law? The law of the Lord, of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And judgment doth never go forth. Why? Because they're not judging according to the laws and statutes and commandments of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. They're judging according to their own penal code, which the majority of their penal code goes against what the scriptures say. It says, for the wicked doth compass about the righteous. Therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. And we've seen that ever since this devil came and took over this side of the world. And even before that, but it really showed upon us, when they took over, how they don't judge righteously when it comes to the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. So let's read that again. It says, therefore the law is slacked, and judgment doth never go forth. For the wicked doth compass about the righteous. Therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. And don't think for 1 second that you are going to escape, because you're not going to escape. Nahum 1 and 2. The Most High is jealous, and the Lord revengeth. The Lord revengeth, and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies. And you reserved unto wrath. You're the vessels of wrath fitted unto destruction. It says, the Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. So you Edomites, so-called white people, and you other nations, and you are 2/3 of Israel, but mainly you Edomites, you're not going to be acquitted for your wickedness. You have to pay. You've shed the blood of the Israelites, and you will have to pay. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You could do whatever you want to do. You can make as many laws as you want to make. You can kill as many Israelites as you want to kill. But there is a judgment coming. Matter of fact, let's end with that. Job 19:29. Be ye afraid of the sword, for wrath bringeth the punishments of the sword, that you may know there is a judgment, and that judgment is going to be played out on the earth. And the main places that are going to be judged is mainly America, Babylon the Great, and the land of Israel. Those two lands will be utterly burnt up and destroyed. You know, certain other parts of the earth will be hit, but those are the two main parts of the earth that judgment is going to come. Let's read that again. Excuse me. Be ye afraid of the sword, for wrath bringeth the punishment of the sword, that you may know there is a judgment. And the Most High is going to bring that judgment by way of the wine and that cup that's in his hand. Psalm 75:8. For in the hand of the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai there is a cup, and the wine is red, meaning that it's ready. You know, it is full of mixture, and he poureth out of the same, but the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth shall wring them out and drink them. You know what it means to wring them out? When you take a shirt that's wet and you wring it to where there's not a drop more left to come out. So the Lord is going to, he's going to pour out this fury upon the dregs of the cup until every last bit of what they've done is paid for. And then after that, the survivors are going right into captivity, into hardcore slavery. You know? So yeah, man, these devils, they finished, they through. You know, it's time, oh Lord. You know, and I can't even say any more after that. So with that, I pray that your brothers have been edified. Until the next time I say shalom. Of the world, and even before that, but it really showed upon us, you know, when they took over, how they don't judge righteously when it comes to the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. So let's read that again. It says, therefore the law is slack, and judgment doth never go forth, for the wicked doth compass about the